Hey, this is Ryan with Luosjiet, and today I'm doing an unboxing of my Luosjiet logging boots in brown, full grain, oiled leather. I haven't done an unboxing in a while of Luosjiet. While I've done a lot of reviews on Luosjiet, I kind of went crazy when they got rid of the tariff, or they paid the tariff, so I got a lot of boots. But I got their Munson style boot, their kind of premium custom made one, and the sizing didn't work out for me, so I sold those off and I got these. I sized up a little bit. They're not as nice as those custom ones, but I noticed I haven't done an unboxing in a while, so that's what we're gonna do in this video. But spoiler, I've already opened them up. I was too impatient. I needed to see if it would fit. So this is a faux unboxing, but at least you'll be able to see what you get when you buy a pair of Luosjiet boots or shoes. So you get the standard shoe box with a nice handle. It's a decent shoe box. I'm not a big shoebox fan. I know some guys really love a well-curated unboxing. That's not what you're getting. You're getting just the basics of what you need to ship a boot in. The original boots, Luosjiet, handmade. Logo here, website there, another logo, and some Chinese characters. I believe Luosjiet is based out of Hong Kong, like you probably know. And I'm sorry, yeah, a lot of Chinese boots. I got a lot of American boots coming. I've got a handmade American boot by one person coming on the channel pretty soon. So I don't just shill Chinese made products. I just shill boots that I love. And this company is one of those companies. So here's the boot. Let's check it out. And I've already seen this boot. I haven't looked at that boot. And look at that. Would you look at that? That is a Munson boot. I just love the look of a thin waist with a bulbous front end. I know that got weird for a second, but this leather, I already had time to kind of look over the leather, and I'm just blown away with this leather. I've never had this leather. It's one of their newer offerings that they've released as of late, and I wanted to see how it kind of broke in. And I'm really happy with this because this boot is $299 right now on sale. Who knows when that sale will go away. But what you can also do if you're watching this, I'm filming this in November 2025, is you can go join Luosjiet's subreddit. Go click on the website below, pick out the boot that you want, and then jump on their subreddit, join their subreddit. Then once you've joined the subreddit of Luosjiet, go ahead and send a message to the moderator, and they'll get you a $50 gift certificate off their boots right now. Then you can go back to the website, punch in the 50 bucks, and you can get this boot for 250 bucks shipped. Even if you don't have that, it's $300 right now, and it's still a great deal. And even when they're not on sale, or actually, you know what, these are just $299 right now, but you can still get them for $50 less if you want to join their subreddit, at least as of the last time I checked. But the leather is really good. This oiled full grain cowhide, you can see there is a lot of grain in it. It's a really cool leather. It's like a light pull up. So I was looking at some Horween leathers I have. I have a bunch of these Horween packets, and it really reminded me a lot of this burgundy Latigo. Now the color isn't the same, but very similar with the amount of pull up that this Latigo has. Now Latigo has a little bit less because of the characteristics of tanning it, but this is an oil tan, it's not a veg tan. It does have a good amount of pull up, and it's pretty thick. Future Ryan coming from inside the closet, you know, my favorite place to be here. But you know what? I realized I was just so stupid when I was trying to describe the leather. I was so focused on finding the comparison to the Horween leathers that I have that I didn't see the best comparison that was right in front of my face. This leather, this full grain oiled leather, is exactly like walnut leather on the backcountry boot. It's like the same exact leather. The only difference is this leather is just a little bit thicker than what you get with the Russell moccasins, but it's like the same exact leather. It's just a little thicker. So if you are a subscriber and you've watched other videos, you might remember that I compared the Russell moccasin backcountry in the walnut timberjack leather, which of course is from SB Tannery in Minnesota. I compared this to the Nix Overlander boot in the 1964 brown. And if you remember that, I said that 1964 brown leather was just like this leather, but thicker. So the best comparison for this boot is the Nix 1964 brown leather, which I believe is tanned in Milwaukee with Seidel. So correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, that's the leather. And, you know, just between you and me, well, I like this boot better than the Nix boot. I actually got rid of the Nix boot. Just didn't see a need for it. So I love this boot. I love this leather. You're getting a very similar leather to the 1964 brown leather, just a lot less expensive. And another thing I wanted to bring out is I've worn this boot for about 2 days and about 5 miles of wear. And I've never ever seen loose grain on a Luosjiet boot. But I noticed that the tongue of this boot does have a good amount of loose grain. Now, this doesn't bother me at all. You could say this is a selling feature because it's a little bit more pliable, but it just reminded me that they have amazing clicking because I've never seen loose grain on the actual panels that you see. This is the first time I've ever seen it on the tongue. So this leather can have loose grain. It's just they take a lot of time when they click the leather. So just, okay, go back to the original video. Yeah, so pretty robust leather, but normal Luosjiet type of stuff. It is a perfectly QC boot for $299. You just can't get better than that. And I'll explain why I have that boot out in just a second. But again, just super basic. At least they put these in so it doesn't bang around, because these speed hooks are pretty intense, so they could do some damage. So they put this foam in that, like you've seen some other YouTubers, some $900 custom boots, they don't even put that much foam in the packaging, then they come all beat up. But here's your other boot. I mean, look at the QC. The heel stack is sanded perfectly. Stitching is amazing. Everything looks fantastic. Munson last. Now this is a 12, so it's a 46.5, so it's a 12. Normally I get 46, which is 11.5 Luosjiet, which is different from what they would recommend. I sized down from their recommendations, and actually going on that subreddit online, I see a lot of people size down. I do just always recommend go by what the brand says, because the worst thing, if you size up a little bit, you can get an insert, an insole to add to it, and that will be fine. This Munson lasted boot, I needed to size up a little bit, and spoiler alert, I already tried this one on, and it works really good. This is just a super awesome build. Veg tan heel stack, veg tan midsole, veg tan welt, veg tan heel rand, oiled leather. You've got veg tan insole. Pop that out. With a sock liner. You have a leather liner in the vamp, rough out in the quarters. I believe it's a Celastic heel or a Celastic toe puff, but a leather heel counter. I'll have to double check on that. You have amazing speed hooks with that logger eyelet, which I'm not a fan of on any boots. I don't know why they do it. I guess because I don't really work in my boots, I really wouldn't know why they did that. You have it gusseted up to the 4th eyelet, and it's just an awesome boot. An awesome in-your-face Munson bulbous boot. So what we'll do now is we'll turn the camera around and we'll try these bad boys on. Almost forgot why I had this boot out. I really love this boot. I've reviewed this boot. It's the Luosjiet City Mock. It's actually a super cool boot for only 200 bucks. I do have Truman laces in there, if you're wondering. That's not what you normally get. Actually, that's my biggest gripe with Luosjiet are the laces that they ship. They really don't put great laces into their boots. It's almost like they expect you to change them out. This leather has just been super awesome. It's a patina monster. It has amazing pull-up. I mean, just look at that. Just awesome pull-up. It is a nubuck leather. I have a special affinity to nubuck leathers. I don't know why, but I just do love nubuck leathers. This is a really nice full-grain cowhide, but this nubuck is just, look at that. So if you're looking for more of a leather that will patina like crazy, and I had beaten these up because these are like my work boots, you can get them on those and it's gonna be really cool. But sorry, now let's try them on. All right, like I talked about before, normally with Luosjiet, I wear a 46 in their service boots. It's technically an 11.5, which I don't wear 11.5 with any other boots, but I do with Luosjiet. But in their Munson style, that was just a little bit too short for me. So I went with the normal recommendation of a 46.5, which translates to like a Red Wing 12, which I'm a 12.5D on the Brannock, or a 13C, and I normally get like an Iron Ranger or a number 8 lacet Red Wing boot in 12, and this is what works out for me. So let me get these on and we will get some on feet shots of these boots. One thing I do love about them, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, is how thin that waist is inside of the boot. I just love when you have a thin waist and a bulbous forefront of a boot. So this kind of, I don't know, it's just a cool look. It does remind me of the number 8 last from Red Wing, but this doesn't look like any really other boot that I know of on the market. And as you can here that slipped in nicely. It fits perfectly. So let me get these laced up. His tongue is pretty thick, so it is going to take some time to break in. And Luosjiet just have the best speed hooks that you can get. And I'm not going to go into that top hole. I don't even really know what that eyelet's for. I'm sure someone will remind me in the comment section. So put that down. Yeah, that is perfect. And man, it's just a cool looking boot. I'm going to cuff these jeans because when I stand up, you're not going to be able to see them. And this is a boot review video, so might as well do that. Normally, if I'm worried about a boot fitting, I'll try on the right one. That's my bigger foot, and then I know that the left one will work, and that's, of course, what's happened here. This is my first time putting this left one on. What type of laces should I put with this boot? I mean, these are pathetic. I don't like them at all. I'm going to have to do something else, but you let me know. Let me know what type of laces I should put in this logger style boot. But man, it is a cool boot. When I had reviewed the last Munson style I got from Luosjiet, I compared it to 310 from Viberg, but I called this one more refined. You know, I probably was wrong. Viberg is a super refined last, but I just like it. It's a little bit less in your face while still giving you kind of a unique look. Let's stand up. Yeah. One thing, Luosjiet boots that have this midsole, they are stiffer boots. I have to admit, it took me a little bit to break in my wax flesh Luosjiet boots, which I'll be giving you a video of pretty soon of what they look like now. But I love them. But the midsole with the thick veg tan insole, it takes a little bit. But yeah, these are awesome looking boots. I'm really loving them. $300, $250 if you join their Reddit community. And it's a steal of a deal at that, with all the nice leathers. Now these aren't your Horween leathers. These aren't your Wicked and Craig veg cans or your name brand leathers. But what I'll say is I've never had loose grain on Luosjiet boots. They just have way better clicking than a lot of companies are giving you nowadays. And I looked over the right boot at least today, and there's not a single bit of loose grain. Just a quick glance over the left boot, I don't see any there. So the leather is high quality. Yes, it's probably tanned in Asia, probably purchased at Frame Asia tannery, but it's like super amazing quality. So there's nothing wrong about that. But let me turn the camera around so you can see what I see, because that's the most unique thing about this boot. There it is. It's an either you love it or hate it look. And because of that tight waist that comes in, I just love it. It is so cool looking. You know, it is fall here in the Midwest, so the sun went down at like 4 o'clock. So I'm sorry about the lighting. I do have extra lights on. I can't quite get the lighting perfect, but there it is. That's the Munson style boot for you. I think it's gorgeous. I mean, look at that stitching. The stitching on the uppers. I mean, I don't even go over that with Luosjiet now just because it's always so good. It seems kind of redundant, but just an amazing boot. Amazing value, super comfortable, fits the foot nicely, go true to their recommendations. And when I break this in, I'll give you a review of how it turned out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions about this boot, and I will see you. Oh, before we finish, I feel like only people who are truly interested in Luosjiet are watching to this point. But before we finish, they did update their return policy. There actually is a return policy on their stock boots. So basically that's their 300 and under boots are made kind of as a stock and then sent to the US, while their $500 boots are still made to order. But there is a really good return policy now on those stock boots. So makes it a little bit easier to buy Luosjiet if you're trying to size them right. I do have an affiliate link that they have given me. This is the first video I've ever filmed of a Luosjiet boot where I know I had an affiliate link to go with it. I just have always been a huge fan. And then they started doing affiliate links. So of course I jumped on that because I put all that money back into this channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.